All right, Trade Pros, good morning. A little bit of tech issues this morning. Good morning, Marco. It's great that I now know who you are after years, Marco. Oh, let me just move the camera a little bit. Just center it. All right, good. Welcome. We have a great morning market update ahead of you. I was just playing with my kids. We're playing a little bit of a rough game this morning. We were chasing each other, flipping each other. Well, they couldn't flip me. But they do this thing where I let them punch me in the stomach. I flex my abs. And my older son's kind of getting strong for it now, you know. It's going to be, that game has a limit to it. I can feel it. All right, today is November 7th, and it is, as far as I know, a Friday, hopefully everywhere around the world. Yes, Friday, November 7th. And markets this morning are mixed ahead of some University of Michigan data. Futures are slightly red. They're down 0.1% on the ES. NASDAQ is down roughly the same along with Russell. Dollar index is firmer, but around 100 this morning. Gold is above 4,000 and holding that level. All right, crude oil up 1 percentage point near the $60 level, and you know it's steady after yesterday's sell-off. Gold again is up 0.7%. I got something in my eye. Copper is stable. All right, so here's the headlines. U.S. blocks Nvidia scaled back AI chips to China. All right, this is really kind of escalatory. It's not a concession. It's not a good thing. It's a new escalation in tech restrictions, meaning Nvidia can't sell scaled back chips to AI. Jensen Huang is in Malaysia, I think, and he was saying China will get the chips whenever they're ready for it. I think a bit of a political statement to say we should come to the stand and negotiate. Hey, buddy, I like that toothbrush. It's so funny because it's dark there, Isaiah, and with the light, it looks so like creepy. Oh, you guys should see him. I'm scared. It's on the tech front, man. I love my kids. They're so sweet. This is the greatest blessing that's ever happened to me. Is my two boys. What else? In other news, Trump announces $35 billion trade deal with. I just lost a note. Oh man. With Uzbekistan. I just left it in there because, you know, I don't think it's a market mover at all. I thought it'd be funny to mention. In macro, we got weak U.S. labor market proxies from yesterday's report as well. All right, and trade tensions are kind of weighing on sentiment. A few Fed speakers said some key statements. Fed's Williams says that reserve bond buying is technical, not a policy signal. So they're even trying to walk back their tightening, their monetary policy tightening, which basically they've suspended the runoff of these assets off of the balance sheet, which means they're reserving or starting to again buy bonds. And that's what's causing some of the issue. And he's saying it's not a policy signal, it's just a technical thing. Well, it is actually a policy signal. You could say tomato, tomato, but it's all the same. Zeze, want to hit that light switch in the room right here? Do you want to just tap it? Yeah. Now I'm in the dark too. It actually helps the light. See how it's set up? It's cool, right? It's dark here, but my face is lit. Love you, buddy. All right, Fed's Williams said that. Fed's Musalem says economy is resilient, but job market is softening. And Bank of England's Bailey and Jefferson are speeches on deck that I think are ongoing at the moment. That's the Fed speak. You know, it's honestly, guys, it's a bit of a light news day. That's how it is. Today is an interesting day, though, because more than 700 flights have been canceled by the largest U.S. airlines today as the FAA is like trying to ease some of the volume and the burden on the system with traffic controllers not being paid, you know, presumably overworked, underpaid at this point, caused by the government shutdown. All right, so if you have any travel plans, one of the guys I skate with yesterday was saying he's flying today somewhere, so Godspeed to him. Hope he's safe. He's getting kind of worried. He's like, I fly all the time for my job, and I'm getting a little bit worried with how things have been kind of turning lately. Even he said he's noticed it. He's like, and I hope it doesn't get overlooked in a safety perspective. You know, worrying times for sure from that front. So hopefully government shutdown gets resolved. It is the longest in history now. I think 38 days. All right, Elon Musk gets a payday. I thought I'd include this because here we are scrapping for pennies in the ES, trying to day trade for a couple thousand, couple hundred, couple dollars, really in retro scheme to this. Elon Musk gets $1 trillion paycheck. right? That's what you're going to hear in the news. Elon Musk's shareholders approve his $1 trillion buyout or his payout package, the most ever from any executive. There is quotas for him to meet, though. Like, there is conditions. They're not just going to give him $1 trillion. All right? They love Musk, but not that much. Even the shareholders. All right? They approved it, and it's potentially worth up to $1 trillion. It's like when you go to a sales webinar and they say $10 billion worth of value, you're saving $9.99. I'll sell this to you for like $100. You're like, oh my God, I saved almost $9 billion on this purchase, on this webinar. You know, it's the same kind of thing. Valued up to. Where does the value come from? He's got to take Tesla from 1.1 trillion valuation to 8.5 trillion. That's the combined market value of Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet. So, you know, there's context to that number. It's not like you're just getting $8 trillion. Let's turn around today and let's look at some levels. Let's talk about the trading plan today. Wrap up or recap yesterday real quick too. You get set up for Friday. Remember, it is Friday. We're going to have to, I don't know, Fridays to me are like the one day I don't want to ever trade. And so I might start implementing that. You know, I'll still do the morning market update, but probably walk off in the future. But I will be in the trading room today. But I'm thinking of going back to just cutting off Friday, just doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Honestly, it's enough. If you're doing it proper, and if you're taking your time with it, and if you're focusing on the right things, the right behaviors, the right approach, 4 days a week is enough. The Friday doesn't add any value to your life. Friday just adds satisfaction to you if you love trading. But if you love trading, you might be overdoing it. All right, let's turn around. Okay. Morning, Mohammed, my brother, J-Rad. Good morning to you, sir. Let's get in here and have some fun. And, I lost one of my charts. Well, it's still going to be fun, even without that chart. All right, so here are the levels. What are the differences between these two charts, you might ask? Well, this one on the left has a little bit longer periodicity, but I like the one on the right. It has shorter periodicity. There used to be a little bit more, more differentiated, but kind of with the last volatility round, I made the short-term one pretty far term. So I'm going to have to zoom it in at some point, but let's just use this chart for today. So basically today, let's start with yesterday. Yesterday's U.S. session, we had looked for some strength. We're saying, you know what, we wiped out this downside liquidity and overnight. All right, we opened up strong. We bid things up. As long as we hold 6,800 to 6,795. Why was that a level? Well, here and the volume profile had a lot of significant action. All right, so as long as we held it here, we would look for the long. Do you guys hear that background noise? Do you hear children screaming? I'm actually doing this morning market update from a daycare. I brought my whole computer to the daycare. It's my kids. So you have the support here, and we're like, we get below here, we're gonna break. So we broke. There wasn't really too much bullish excitement on this day. And then when we broke this and we retested it, this to me here was probably the biggest mistrade of the day. All right, if you want to talk about mistrades, this is it. All right, this is where I felt like I could have put one in, and I didn't. I tried the long here instead on the way up. So by the time I got out of my long position, I wasn't really in position to get short, if that makes sense. That's one of the downsides of fading. All right, when you're going mean reversion or counter trend on a lot of your positions, the one disadvantage is, yes, you're going to get it, but you have to be really, really sharp to be long up to resistance, to then immediately flip short to ride it to the downside. All right, it's not an easy thing to do. So when you're going against the trend, you're probably going to get less points. They're going to be harder to come by, and you're going to miss the trend entry, which is the big payday. So that's exactly what happened yesterday. I missed it. I was looking for the long, so wasn't on the short. Boom, big spill. That spill takes out the prior overnight low, the recovery of which was bullish. So now we've taken it out, and that was pretty bearish. All right, moment we took it out, we said we're going to reverse back up. We did. And the day kind of closed near the lows at the 50 half. All right, versus a low of 33 half. So it did close off of the lows slightly. That's the PDCC's prior day cash close. All right, off of the day session low. Overnight, what happens? We rally up to the 72. We can't put in a new high. We sell off below the prior day cash close. We rally up in a second attempt overnight to take out some liquidity to the upside. We cannot do that. In fact, we can't even beat the 72 this time. So now you're getting consecutive lower highs, and the market drives down into what is now today's low. All right, that's kind of the take for you. And the overnight low is 67.12. So if you look at these levels, and these are the only levels that I look at for context market, the overnight low is lower than the prior day low. All right, the overnight low is lower than the day's low below that, and lower than the prior day cash close. It's bearish. So the question now for us is, where do we, oh man, the Sierra charts is stuck here to the right, and I can't unglue it. I just want some white space here. I want to push the price to start here. Right, I'm going to work on that. But I'm going to just go this way, okay, with the plan. So here's the plan for today. First of all, I kind of want to know how low can we go, right? I don't see any support on my charts, so I've kind of lost context. And when that happens, what you want to do is switch to the other screen, all right? Like this. Nope, not like that. Nope, yep, like that. And then turn off my face. Like maybe not in the face, just the camera, but then zoom out, okay? So much times as traders, we get stuck in this kind of analysis. Ooh, but I'm going to get long here, and then I'm going to try this little tick. Like, chill, bro. Give yourself a little bit of space. Give yourself a little bit of history and context. Allow yourself to see into the past. All right? And so if we do all that, then we start to see that there is quite a bit of support kind of in this area. A lot of value chop sideways. I honestly thought this area, the 6780, would be good support, but the bears are pressing. So it was good support. It was enough for a bounce of, what, almost 100 points, but now we drive lower into it. So the question is, how low can we go? Well, 6,700 is a nice even target and the low of this consolidation that happened in almost a month ago. All right. And if we go back from there, maybe if we go back from there in a little bit of a faster, I really just have to make this chart big is what I have to do. Can you guys see it now? Okay, perfect. All right. So, also now I have to zoom back again, or not zoom back, but go back here. Okay. Phew, now we got it. All right. This was the October 9th, like sell off here. All right. And we recovered it. It took us a long time. So, I want to say 65.80 is basically kind of the low. Below 65.40 to 80, this area here, which if I drew straight would line up to that. All right. We're in trouble. We're going to get quite a bit of selling rapidly. Okay. But we're still far enough from that level. So I think 6,700 today is that support. All right. But ultimately, this is just large term analysis. Now that I know that my support is down there, the next thing I like to do is go back to the other monitor, okay, and say, all right, well, now I know the downside is about 12 points lower. So how do I get myself there? So there's two areas that I'd like to see for the short, 40 to the 45 area. If we rally up here, this would be a good structural point to sell. And then any break below the overnight low with a retrace up to my order flow level, which would be a sell imbalance. So what it would look like is, here's a little auction. It's going down. This is tick by tick. Bam, huge seller here. All right, blah, blah, blah. We bleed this thing out lower. Psh. So I'd like to put my limit here on the retest up of that sell imbalance and lower. That's kind of how I position myself. All right, that's what I'm looking for below the overnight low. So the two trades so far are short below the overnight low, okay, or short up into the 50. And like here, 45 to 50. Short here on a break and retest. This one would be just consolidation and downward. So these are my two short trades, the trade plan for today. All right, and I will do a counter trend trade if we come down here and we just put in the crazy sell-off pattern with no freaking movement. Like if we get a crazy order flow moment where there's a lot of selling and no one's getting paid, I won't hesitate to get long. I just don't want to end up in the same situation as yesterday where it's getting long here and I missed a bigger move in sight. All right, and now we're a lot more clearly defined on the bearish side. So I do think the sellers try to press this one more time. The question is, how much do we pop off of the open before we push lower? Because remember this, bull days open weak and close strong. Bear days open strong and close weak. Okay, super, super important insight. Change the way I trade. I love you guys. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to know, but I say we leave it there. So Marco, J-Rad, Mohammed, thank you guys for the comments and for saying hello. Everyone tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. I suppose that's the morning market update for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. No, I won't. See you on Monday. Tomorrow we'll have a day off. It's Saturday, so see you on Monday. Have a great rest of your day. Remember, it is Friday. Some people have already taken off for the weekend, so you're gonna see slightly more chop today, a little more uncertainty and nonsense, and a little more longer term positioning, not just day trading, because you are now looking into hedging and positioning yourself for a weekend of uncertainty. Right, so it muddies up the trade a little bit, especially the order flow gets slightly less significant, but not insignificant. All right, that's it. Take care. Have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. I am actually going to miss you. That's why I said I'll see you tomorrow, because I wish I could, but I'll see you Monday instead. Take care, guys. Love you all, and have a great rest of your day and weekend. Trade well, manage that risk. Trade like a trade pro. Bye.